Alright, so Ghostface has been out for about a week or more than a week actually, and I just kind of want to talk about my thoughts on him and why I put him quote unquote low on my tier list. Now, before I preface this, I want to say two things. Yes, I have him in the bottom of A, but I still think he's really good and strong in the right hands. Two, this is gonna be without the infinite. Obviously, with the infinite, he's undisputedly top one. He's TODing you, right? That's not fair, right? So these are my actual honest thoughts about him, and I kind of just want to go more in depth because in the tier list video, I really couldn't, obviously, since we're doing a whole tier list video and it wasn't just about him, but this one will be specifically about Ghostface. All right, so I'm gonna start with his strengths, which is his up close game in my opinion, and all the mind games he has. So Ghostface's buttons have insane frame data. 2-2, 0 frames. 1-2, -2. What else? Stand 1 plus. But the reason why I like his buttons like really well for up close is because they have a big enough gap to where you think you can press, but you can't. So you can't armor this, right? I'm not saying you can't. Well, I'll show you guys right now. Oh damn! Like that has armor gap, and same for 1-2-3. That has an armor gap. But the reason why I really like Ghostface is because let me put that on. It frame traps you. It basically makes you have to armor, or you get hit trying to take a turn back, and that a lot. So you get scared, right? Obviously, you're not gonna press on that. So that opens you up to running man mind games, and running man is down 4-3. You have a mid option, you have an overhead option, but I think the best part is you have command grab. And I play Movado, so I'm not open. I don't do this that much, even though I should. I'm not open to command grab combos that often, right? I can only use it once, and then I can't. Whatever, blah, 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 right? But if you play like Scorpion or Cyrax, like those cameos allow you to get this command grab combo so many times to the point where you really don't know when it's your turn, and I think that's really strong in my opinion. So you can do something like this, and it's basically every button you press is a guess. And I understand that's broke. He has Homelander like mix, and I understand why that's frustrating to people and why they think he's more broken than he is. But I'll explain why it's not that bad later in the video. He also has, obviously, if you don't want to go into that many layers and you want to keep it simple, kind of like what I do, he has overhead mix, 20 frame overhead. You can hit confirm it. I'll try to show it off if I can. Go back. Thank you. So that's the overhead on hit, and that's the overhead on block. Basically, the hit confirm is you teleport, you press back 3, and that's it. That's OS. You still have low mix with the other cameos, but you just had to call it preemptively. Like, you have to know they're gonna get hit, so I don't like it that much. I run Movado just because I can get sweep Movado. Don't have to think about it. Don't have to OS it. Don't have to do whatever. Right? I don't gotta do anything. I just press back 4 cameo, and it works. So I think, and obviously I'll talk about red. I think if you play certain cameos, it depends on which killer you're going to. So for example, since I play Movado, I think that works the best for red or Kira. And I think if you play Scorp, you work really well with blue. I think Wise showed me that a lot in my opinion. You get 1 bar in invincible reversal, which I think is really good. You can blow up any gap, you can take your turn back with it, etc. Right? And it's safe. You get shoulder combos, which actually do a lot of damage. Movado, you don't really get that. It's not that much damage, so I feel like there's no reason to go into that. So I'll mainly be focusing on red. I will talk about blue. Maybe if I pick up Scorp, I'll talk about. I can explain a little bit, but I'll just be focused on red. So basically, once you get the hit, you want to go into red. What I like about red is it makes his overhead faster. Right? You lose command grab, but that's okay. You become more of a cancel character. Oh damn! You become more of a cancel character. Damn, bro, like, these games are hard. Hold up. You become more of a cancel character. Canceling it off overhead, canceling off whatever you want, stand 3, etc. I'll put all the frame data right on the screen right now so you know what cancels to use and what cancels not to use. I personally just use back to 1, and stand 3. Stand 3 is +8, which jails into jab if you do it correctly, and is really strong. So the mind game, I'm sure you guys know the game plan, but the plan for Ghostface is he wants to get this hit, go into red or blue, etc., and then mix. Right? It's unreactable, etc. You get the combo, And then you go back in abilities, so you stay safe, and you still could mix, right? Overhead, OS hit, blah blah blah. That's his game plan. That's his offense. His offense is really strong. It loops, and for the most part, you can't armor unless he lets you. Like so, basically, like stand 3. For example, in red, stand 3, knife cancel. If I go for mix, you can armor it, right? You can't press, we can armor it. But if I jail it, you can't do anything about it. You just have to hold it. So that's what I like about Ghostface. He has a bunch of mind games up close, and you can't really do much about it besides just trust your defense and guess. But I think the way they made Ghostface and how he plays, it's perfectly fine to have that offense. Unlike Homelander. Homelander should never have offense like that. And like I said, I'll explain why in the negatives section, or I guess his cons. Alright, so I'm going to talk about the cons, and the first con I want to bring up, because he kind of also talks about his offense, or doesn't like try to downplay his offense, is I call it Kenshi effect. And yes, although I understand once he gets the hit, he's insanely strong. All he needs is really one hit, right? And he can get going and steamroll you, etc. But I call it the Kenshi effect because it's hard to get that one hit. And I know that sounds stupid. I understand, especially if you don't even need the hit. You just need a mind game on block, or maybe just get close enough to enforce that mind game. I understand, but the reason is because there's a lot of cameos or characters that prevent you from doing shit like that. Like, I also think that he has the lackluster neutral. His buttons are committal. Now I understand, for the 4-2-1 gray button, I think gets whip punished a lot. In my opinion, I understand. Don't whip, blah blah blah. I get that, but it's a very committal button. I can't do anything once I commit to 4-2. That's it, right? Unlike buttons like Sindel forward 1, where it's harder to whip punish that. Obviously, you can still whip punish it, but it's harder. Or Homelander forward 4, which is virtually impossible. I don't care what anyone says. That button's impossible to whip punish. So stuff like that, right? He also doesn't have the movement of like a Kenshi or Homelander, right? He doesn't skip neutral like that, unless I'm bringing, I guess, a skip neutral cameo. But then I'm giving up other things like overhead combos, sweep combos, command grab combos, etc. Right? So I'm kind of forced to just play, I'll say, quote unquote honest neutral to get this first hit or to win this interaction first, right? Look, I don't have a dash command grab. Like I have this, but that's ass. I'm sorry. If you don't jab me out of this every time, then it's just a skill issue. Not gonna lie. But with Homelander, he glides across the screen, bro. You can't race that shit. That's impossible. And they have the buttons to complement this, or let's say Sindel having down 3 and Lao hat, etc. And other characters that have glaive, right? Ghostface doesn't have the best options to deal with that. He kind of just has to sit there and block, sit there and hold it, and that puts him in an unfavorable position because then it just lets you run all over him and you win neutral. And I think my biggest thing about this that I feel like when I say this, people don't understand it, is the breaker system. The breaker system is so cock for the characters like Ghostface and Kenshi who need to work to get that one hit, right? But then you break and now they're in an unfavorable position. Let's say I hit you, right, with Ghostface. Let me see if I can turn on breaker. Okay. Let's say I hit you with Ghostface, and I'll be red this time. Let's say I hit you, you break. Obviously, red is good. Red is perfectly fine, right? You have a projectile. It's not the worst spot to be in. But the problem is that I go back to my body eventually, and then I'm basically fucked. And I understand I could do. Give me 1 second. I can do this switch. But that's also I'm gonna jump right after it. Look how much recovery that has, bro. You can easily punch me with that. And obviously, if you're running glaive or a Lao hat or a character that can set me up, then I'm fucked, right? And just being like full screen after breaker is not what Ghostface wants to do. I would never want to be full screen as Ghostface unless I'm red and I have a life lead pretty much, or I'm trying to be annoying, etc. And another problem I think with Ghostface is when I go back to my body. Let's say, obviously, as a Ghostface man, you should 100% be aware of when you're gonna go back and know routes that will get you back to your body safely and even continue pressure. And I understand that I have some of those routes, but sometimes I get wrong. Sometimes I get grabbed. Sometimes I get mitted. Sometimes shit just doesn't go as it plans, right? So I go back to my body. Oh, hold on, let me go back to my body, right? He's can I put my reversal shadow kick, right? Let's pretend it's not shadow kick. Damn, hold up. I go back to my body. And for a certain amount of characters, I'm in a 50-50 now. Right? Let's say I'm against Johnny. I'm in strike throw. Let's say I'm against Shao. I'm in overhead low. Even the Ghostface mirror. Overhead low, command grab, button, command grab, right? Or let's say I'm against Kenshi, and he hits me back to my body, and then he jails me into Frost. And now it's his turn. Like, these things obviously shouldn't happen as often as I'm portraying it to be. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen eventually. I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna mismanage, or I just get wrong, and I get jabbed or poked, or I get grabbed, and I'll go back to my body, and I have to beat. Now you guess your game, right? So that kind of puts me in a fuck situation. One thing about Ghostface is also what I call the Kenshi effect. Is I cannot break. Right? Let's say it's last round, final round, and you hit me, and when you hit me, it sets up your win con. Right? I cannot break because then that negates my win con. I can't combo off overhead, right? Okay, can't combo off overhead without a bar unless I go into 4. God damn it. Okay, no fault. I can't come off overhead unless I got a bar, right? That's 10 damage. Wow. Can't go into red or blue, Kira or Cobra, because I also don't have bar, right? So I'm basically stuck in Billy, just comboing off grab and sweep, and that's only if you have Movado, by the way. So let's say you're just in Billy, combo off command grab, which I get is strong, but you can't go into other stances, so your mix is not as good. And it's like, you need this bar to win this round. And it kind of sets up Ghostface in a lot of like, okay, if I get off this breaker, I lose. So you either have to work really hard to get back those bars after you break, or you just stick out, take the damage, take the win con, hope you can trust your defense, and just hope you can steamroll them after, right? So it kind of puts in a lot of situations where it's like basically win or lose off round start in a final round situation, which I personally don't like. But some people can manage it. I just don't like it because he is really bar intensive, and I think that's what makes him scary to break with, etc. My final thoughts on Ghostface is he is very strong up close, but I could see his matchup chart posing him a problem. Honestly, he could have a bro cameo like, let's say, Chameleon that just solves everything, or a Lao hat that people just haven't labbed. But from what I'm seeing, very early week 1 thoughts, his matchup chart is going to pose a problem, and you're going to need a secondary, or you are going to have to be cracked out of your mind to win these matchups, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if you guys think Ghostface is as fair as I do, or you think he's beyond stupid, and you think I'm dumb, and which is, I'm okay with that. But besides that, I thank you guys so much for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and take care. Bye!